Konec minulega leta je družba Volkswagen razložila svojo strategijo glede tehnološkega razvoja v prihodnjih desetletjih. No in njihova strategija temelji na tem, da bo Volkswagen vse svoje tehnološke sile naperil v razvoj baterijskih električnih vozil, ne pa tudi v gorivne celice. Njihova trditev seveda temelji na znanem dejstvu, da so skupni izkoristki pri gorivnih celicah bistveno nižji kot pa pri baterijah. Fani nemške družbe so seveda glasno zaploskali po spletu, ampak mi pa smo poklicali v Bruselj in poklepetali s prvim človekom za vodikove tehnologije v Evropi.
We disagree with some of the statements of people saying, okay, the only solution is battery electric. But I really, and I'm strongly convinced about that. We don't need to go into a battle between the battery electric vehicle and the fuel cell people. In the end, the fuel cell is an electric vehicle. Now, so technology-wise, what is in there, except for the fuel cell, I think is very common. We want to have hybrid electric, plug-in hybrid. We want to have battery electric vehicles and fuel cell. And we're pretty sure that you're not going to solve the entire problem just by one technology. Very honestly speaking, I don't think we're so alone in this. And even if we are alone, I think we were alone with hybrid. We'll make this one happen too.
Res je, Toyota ni sama v tem videnju. Ne omenimo samo Mercedes-Benz, pa Hyundai in Kia in še celo sam veliki Volkswagen še zelo verjame v gorivne celice. Ampak dilema se ne tiče toliko naše osebne mestne mobilnosti.
The fuel cell technology is very versatile. Yeah, with hydrogen we can create electricity everywhere. And we can use it as a source for all those electrically driven applications. That covers trains, that covers marine transport, bus transport. So these are areas where we also want to contribute. What we will do.
Seveda, že večkrat so nam vsi ti avtomobilski proizvajalci povedali, da nočejo več izdelovati samo avtomobilov, hočejo biti ponudniki mobilnosti. Ampak pustimo ekonomske vede, vrnimo se nazaj na kemijo in pa fiziko.
Batteries have a certain weight. They're actually for the same amount of energy, they weigh 50 times more if I compare to diesel. Yeah. Okay, maybe that will improve over time, but still it's not going to be equivalent in weight. That's not going to happen. Even if we improve the density of the battery and we can improve the charging speed and so on, still in the more heavy applications, this will take a lot of weight in the vehicle. You don't want to be transporting 6 tons of batteries in a 40-ton truck. I mean, that's really not what you want to do when you're doing heavy-duty transport. And that is exactly where hydrogen, which is very lightweight, lighter than diesel, has a lot of potential.
Torej tudi v prihajajoči nizkoogljični dobi ne bomo imeli idealne tehnologije. Baterije so sicer super, ampak omejeno uporabne. Gorivne celice pa so vsestransko uporabne, ampak jih spremljajo velike izgube. Problemov oziroma izzivov je na obeh stranih več kot preveč. Zato velike besede pustimo marketingerjem, ker ključno je samo to, da čim prej najdemo realne načine za očiščenje naše mobilnosti. Velike besede je torej bolje pustiti marketingerjem, mi se raje posvetimo konkretnim dejanjem.
The subsidies are there and they are used to jumpstart things. But after that, it has to be self-sufficient. When people have supply of hydrogen, we bring there also sufficient demand. That means bringing fleets of taxis, for instance, or bringing buses, bringing some stationary applications maybe, but also bringing then the commercial and the heavy-duty applications. And if you can do that, then the volume becomes big enough. Then the people that have invested in this, they can make money. And this is how we see actually this infrastructure grow in a profitable way.
Da so subvencije za nakup vozil sicer pomembne, ampak ne rešuje osnovnega problema, no to je pri gorivnih celicah še toliko bolj pred očmi. Namreč, že v naši zgodbi o elektrifikaciji gospodarskih vozil je postalo zelo očitno, da družbe potrebujejo politično akcijo na državni, na mestni, na evropski in celo globalni ravni. Da so proizvajalci vozil pripravljeni, no to je res samo začetek. A kakorkoli, če se vam je naša zgodba o elektrifikaciji tovornjakov in avtobusov izmuznila, vam je ponuja tukaj zgore. Spoznajte tudi Miraja, električno limuzino po zaslugi gorivnih celic primerno za dolga potovanja. V Sloveniji si sicer z Mirajem prav veliko ne boste mogli pomagati, boste pa že prav enostavno shajali z novim električnim Volkswagenom ID4. Izvolite.